Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to A.O.S. Abroad. Thank you very, very much for joining this wonderful episode. And really do appreciate everyone for coming on live once more to actually discuss some of the trending topics in Canada today. And today we have a very crucial topic for those of us that have really been joining us and hearing us talk about permanent residency in Canada. All right. And today, there are some things I want us to actually look into. There's some statistics I want us to look into as regards permanent residency to Canada, because those that will really finally land in Canada or immigrate to Canada and have the opportunity to stay here permanently are those set of people we are talking about today. We're not talking about everybody. It's not everybody we're referring to. We're going to be discussing the IRCC, which is the immigration office in charge of immigration. We are going to be discussing, you understand, the statistics they unveiled, you understand, in regards to permanent residency applications, which they plan to actually process in the year 2025. And this is very, very crucial because you see that the year 2025 is fast ending, right? We are already in October 2025. In fact, October is fast ending because today is the 20th of October 2025. Now, that's to tell you that IRCC has some set of applications they have actually put aside that they will be focusing on for this year, and most likely it's going to go on till next year. Do you understand? So today we are going to be making use of the article. Do you understand? The CIC news article on the cicnews.com website. And this article is an article that they published on October 8th, 2025 by Ashesh Musapeta. For those of you that have been joining our live sessions, you know that I've really talked extensively about the articles written by this man. And today we are going to center our discussion on IRCC's unveiling of the PR applications that they plan to process in this year, 2025, right? So that being said, let's quickly go straight into the discussion for today. They said Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, which is IRCC, does not plan on clearing its entire inventory of permanent residency applications this year, except for a few permanent residence PR streams. Now, you have to understand this. What they mean by this is there are some inventory, or how many people will understand this, or backlogs of applications that have already been received by IRCC. And many of them, they don't plan to actually round them off or round them up this year. Do you understand? It's only a few permanent residency applications they are really looking to actually end this particular year. And it's very important because um, when it comes to applications, IRCC always have targets that they must meet. Do you understand? And these targets, thank you, Muhammad, for liking our live session on my personal TikTok channel. Now, when it comes to these targets that we are mentioning, these targets are based on some predictions. They are based on some planning that they have done before now. Do you understand? Because they don't just select people anyhow. They select people based on what they have planned they are going to do, right? So they said when it comes to the immigration department, the most recent immigration department, which is the minister transition binder, only express entry programs. Look at that. Only express entry programs and express entry aligned provincial nominee programs. That means the enhanced PMP streams. The IRCC's community pilots, which is the two community pilots, the Francophone, you understand, community immigration pilot program and the rural community immigration pilot program, and also the Quebec skilled worker pathway. Those are the programs that would see what their total inventory processed in the year 2025. Do you understand? So please look very critically at this because this is going to determine the kind of programs you too should actually be focusing on. Do you understand? And they have given us just about four different programs that they'll be focusing on. If it is not the what express entry programs itself, it will be the express entry aligned provincial nominee programs, the PMPs, or it will be the IRCC's community pilot programs or the Quebec skilled worker program, the skilled worker what pathway. Do you understand what we're trying to say? So they said other economic PR pathways would maintain inventories at different levels depending on each pathway and only seek to process a portion of their respective inventories. So they did not say that they will not process other programs. For many people that may ask, okay, other programs like family sponsorship, other programs like self-employed programs, other programs like what they call it, like the business book, they may still focus on them, but they will just take a chunk out of it, a portion out of it. They won't focus on the whole entirety of the programs. The only ones they will focus on mainly are the express entry, the PMP, the community pilots, and the QSWP, the Quebec programs. So in this article, we are going to cover the planned application processing, the inventory, and the wait times of Canada's federally managed economic PR pathways, right? Now, they said IRCC plans to clear the entire application inventory for the following economic PR pathways for 2025. Number one, they plan to clear the Canadian Experience Class Program, the CEC draws. Two, the community pilot. I've said the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot and the Rural Community Immigration Pilot. They also want to clear the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, the Enhanced PMP Streams, which is the one that is aligned to Express Entry, the Quebec Experience Class Program, the PEQ, the Quebec's pilot programs that are also available for students and workers, and the Quebec Skilled Worker Selection Program, the PSTQ, which is the new program we have always been talking about in our own live sessions that many of our clients are actually benefiting from. Muhammad, thank you very much. Good evening, bro. Good evening. How you doing? Hi. So now they said the remaining economic PR pathways will only see a portion of their entire application inventories cleared in the year 2025. What are these other immigration pilot programs? Their example, the agri-food pilot program, they'll just see 5% proportion of their inventory to be processed in the year 2025. Atlantic Immigration Program, the AIP, just 33% will be covered. Caregiver pilot programs, just 14% will be covered for that. Economic Mobility Pathways Pilot, the EMPP, only 12% will be covered. Base PMP, which is the one that is not express entry aligned, only few of them will be covered. The Quebec Business Program, just 3% of that will be covered. The Startup Visa will just be 2% of that will only be covered. All other programs, which are the 4 programs that I mentioned that will be focused majorly on the express entry, the PMPs, the Quebec Skilled Worker Program, and the community pilots, they would be more or less 100% covered. Do you understand? So, okay. We have a comment. Muhammad says, please, bro, is there someone to apply for Visa World? Can you help me do it? Well, if I really understand what you're saying, you're asking, you want to apply for a visa, right? And you are looking for someone to assist you. You want us to assist you. Yes, together with our immigration partners, we can assist you to work on any visas, whether it be study visas, the work permit, the visitor visa, the permanent residency, or even the asylum. Do you understand? The very best way to actually get us to work with you together with our immigration partners is to follow the directions on our bio. Click on the link on our bio, go through the Travel with A.O.S website, click on the link, put your details there. You understand? Watch the webinar video that has been provided for you there, and you'll be able to reach out to us later on once you have shown commitment. Because if you don't show commitment to watching the webinar, understanding the what we can do for you, understanding the people we work with, you understand, the immigration partners we work with, we can't help you. We help those who are really to commit to actually going through the step-by-step guide that we have actually provided. So if you want us to work with you, follow the step-by-step guide that we have provided, and of course, we're going to be able to work with you through that, right? So go through the link, go to our bio on the link on our bio rather, and follow the due process, right? Now, let's move on to the programs that IRCC stated that they will be focusing on this year. That means within October, November, and December. Let's look at that. Number one is the express entry, right? They said all currently operating express entry streams will see their inventory of applications processed in the year 2025. And this includes the CEC draw and the FSW programs, which is the Federal Skilled Worker Trade Program and Federal Skilled Worker Program, or Federal Skilled Worker Program and Federal Skilled Trade Program, right? Now they said the PR pathways application inventory as of September 11 for the CEC draw is 19,300 applications, and they are going to, you understand, process all those applications. That 19,300 will process everything before the end of the year 2025. Likewise, the Federal Skilled Worker Program, 12,500 applications are available right now as of September 11, and they will focus on actually helping to apply or to complete, to finish the application, or to go through to process the application of that 12,500. Now, the application wait time in months over the last year for these pathways are given below. They said when it comes to the programs, FSW, the Federal Skilled Worker Program, roughly 5 to 6 months is what it will take, right from 2024 down to 2025, roughly 5 to 6 months. And that is how long they would complete the processing of that application. But when it comes to the Canadian Experience Class Program, you understand, the latest one is 5 months, but let's say 5 to 7 months. 5 to 7 to take 5 to 7 months to actually process that. Now, the other programs apart from express entry is the provincial nominee program. So if you have applied under a province, maybe Ontario, Quebec, you understand, Alberta, Manitoba, and the rest of them, PMP streams that are aligned with express entry, also known as the enhanced PMP streams, will see their full application inventory processed in 2025. So that means that 100% of the PMP streams, you understand, are going to be charged. But the ones that are not aligned with express entry, like the base PMP streams, will only see about 35% of the application inventory processed in the year 2025, right? Now, they say the base PMP streams cover all remaining PMP streams that do not use the express entry system to select immigration candidates or process applications, right? So they said the PR pathway for the PMP streams that are aligned to express entry, about 16,300 applications have been received within September 11. You understand? And that same 16,300 will be processed for this year, 2025. But for the PMP draws, 87,700 have been received for that, and less than, let's say, 30,695 will only be, you understand, work done. So the application wait times in months over the last year for these particular pathways, for the PMP, we have about 6 to 7 months, the ones that are linked to express entry. But for the base PMP, you understand, that will take about 11 to 24 months to actually get, you understand, processed. Now, Quebec is another province that, you understand, they have their own programs, they follow their own pathways, and they have the ways they actually do their own applications. But once once immigrants have actually gotten their CSQ, which is the Certificat de Sélection du Québec, you understand, and they apply for the permanent residency through Quebec, you understand, the programs, the Quebec skilled worker programs include the renewed program, which is the Quebec Skilled Worker Selection Program, the PSTQ. Number 2, the Quebec Experience Class, which is the PEQ, and the Quebec pilot programs. These are set to be cleared of the inventory in 2025. Do you understand? So the other programs like Quebec's business pathways, including the Quebec Investor Program, the Quebec Entrepreneur Program, and the Quebec Self-Employed Program, will only see 3% of their collective inventory cleared in 2025. Now, what does it mean? It means that if you want to go to Quebec this year, or at least get your application processed this year, you should have your applications in one of these programs that would actually qualify for it being processed this year, which is the Quebec Skilled Worker Program or the Quebec, what they call it, the pilot program, right? Now they said the Quebec skilled worker program has right now 27,600 applications, and all that 27,600 applications will be what they will be processed this year. But for the Quebec's business program, they have about 4,100 programs applications, and only 123 of them are going to actually be processed this year. Right now, they said for the PR pathways of the Quebec business, the wait time is within 17 days to as much as 108. I mean, is in months, is within 17 months to about 108 months. That is the highest. You understand? God forbid, nobody have to be waiting for 108 months. But for the Quebec skilled worker program, it's within 8 months to 11 months that it's going to take. And we have some of our applicants, some of our clients that are already waiting, and you understand, in that particular timeline already. Now, for the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, the AIP, this is the program that only 33% of the AIP inventory would be processed in the remainder of this year. Thank you, Walton88. I see your likes on our company's TikTok account. Thank you. So, 12,100 applications are available right now for the AIP as of September 11, but only 3,993 are going to be processed for this year. And for the AIP Atlantic wait time, the wait time for this is 12 to 24 months. Do you understand? For it to actually be processed. Now, federal economic pilots. The Canada's federal economic pilots, including programs like Agri-Food Pilot Program, which is now closed, the caregiver pilots, including the home care worker immigration pilots, the HCWQ, WP, and the home child care pilots, provider pilots, which is closed now, and the home support worker pilot, which is also closed, and what we know as the economic mobility pathways pilots, the EMPP. The percentage of inventory to be cleared for each of these pathways in 2025, you understand, is given below. So for the agri-food pilot program, we have currently 8,900 applications, but only 445, which is 5% of them, will be covered, will be processed this year. For caregivers, many people that were rushing to do caregiver program, they have 34,400 applications. But out of that 34,000, only 14% will be looked into, which is 4,816 for this year. So the remaining is going to be next year or even up year. Now, EMPP, 2,500 applications are already available, and only 300 of them, which is 12%, will be looked at. And the historical application wait time for these particular programs for the agri-food, it was 22 months around 2024, but now it's up to 228 months. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Because how many months do we have in a year? 12 months, right? So some people may not even get they may not get selected for like 20 years, if that is what they're trying to say, which what's the essence after 20 years? So caregiver program, before it was 31 months, which was even already much. 24 months, 31 months was already much, because that's close to 3 years. Now they're even saying 108 months. That's that's like 6 times more. 18 years. I just hope they are going to reduce the timings for these EMPPs, because many people were rushing for caregiver program. Now they are not even looking at caregiver program. Some people just applied and they are in limbo now. They don't know when their own particular, you understand, application is going to actually be processed. So for the EMPP, it takes 10 months initially last year, but now it's taking up to 54 months. It's crazy. We're not talking about days. We're not talking about weeks. We're talking about months here. So it's crazy. Some people for more than a decade said they may not get their application reviewed. You understand? I pray Canada doesn't get to that level, just like Canada, US always do, to receive as little as appointment. I pray it doesn't get as bad as that. But IRCC has also recently closed intakes for the applicants not in Canada stream of the HCWP. They have closed intake for those that are not in Canada, indicating that the department will not further add to its caregiver inventory for this year 2025. Right now, the federal community pilots. IRCC's federal community pilots include the Rural Community Immigration Program, RCIP, the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot Program, the FCP, the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot, RNIP, which is now closed. And they said in 2025, IRCC's plan is to clear its remaining application inventory for these, you understand, particular programs, right? So they said the community pilots, there are about 3,500 applications from there, and they want to process that same 3,500, the 100% of them. You understand? And the wait times of the community pilot is roughly 7 months right now. Before it was 12 months, but now roughly 7 months. So startup visas for those that want to come into Canada and start up their own businesses. Do you understand? The Canada's federal startup visa, which is the SUV program, will only process 2% of its inventory this year. So they have had about 38,600 applications already, but only 772 out of them are going to be processed for this year. And of course, the processing time for the startup visa is crazy. You understand? Before it was 48 months. You understand? 48 months is 4 years, which is already even farther. But now 420 months, the times 10. So for 40 years, some people may not get. It's crazy, it's crazy. But I hope it doesn't get as bad as that, right? I hope they get to actually process things faster than we presume, right? So that is basically it when it comes to immigration to Canada as regards some of these programs. Now, there's something I always tell people when it comes to immigration to Canada. For those that have actually been checking our channel, you understand, and our accounts, we have really been big on trainings. We have been big on trainings for French because French has been one of the programs that have been consistent in picking people. Like IRCC have been consistent in showing that they want to actually get French speakers into the country. Do you understand? So that's to show that even if all these programs we have mentioned before, if many of them you qualify for it, but the timings are too long, you understand, and things like that, you still have an advantage to come into Canada through the French pathway. In fact, there are a lot of categories. We have the French pathway, the healthcare, the STEM occupations, the trades occupations, you understand, the education occupation. But the one that we know that a lot of people can actually get advantage of right now, that almost every 2 weeks they are picking people through, is the French program. So if okay, someone is asking, Marcel Graphic is asking on our personal TikTok account that how can we apply for the grant? Very simple. If you want to apply for the grant, you can even browse it online. I don't know why. If you put it A.O.S Global Travel Grant, if you put it online, if you put it on Google, put it on. Let's try it together. Let me just put it on Google for you now. You should just see it. If you put it on Google, you will see. I don't know why some people, but it's good as you ask the question. But it's very simple. You want to apply for the A.O.S Global Travel Grant, right? Just put it on. If you put it on Google, search A.O.S Global Travel Grant. It's going to bring it exactly as it is. This is something that is not something that is covered. It's not something that even Google doesn't know. Google knows that A.O.S Global is currently giving 2,000 Canadian dollars. We are currently, you understand, basically helping people by, you understand, by supporting their travels, whether for study abroad, for work abroad, for visit abroad, for permanent residency, with the A.O.S Global Travel Grant. Right? You understand? It's on it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on TikTok, it's on, you understand, and it's also, of course, on our official website, aosacademy.com. Do you understand? It's on our official website, aosacademy.com. So if you cannot go on aosacademy.com, if you cannot check, because many people are asking where is the link, where's the link? Once you have Google, once you put it on Google, just put A.O.S Global Travel Grant, A.O.S Global Travel Grant, or A.O.S Grant, or A.O.S Travel Grant. You will see it. You understand? You will see it there. It's on Google. You understand? So the steps how to apply, if you go on our website, aosacademy.com, or as we do always say, go on the link on our bio. Once you go on the link on our bio on any channel you are, whether Google, it will take you to our website. Do you understand? Once you go on the website and you click on it, you'll be able to see the A.O.S Global Travel. It's currently live. And funny enough, we have less than 2 weeks before that grant actually expires. You understand? We have less than 2 weeks before the grant expires. So for those who don't want to make excuses, for those who want to be part of those that will benefit, apply fully. Don't just apply nilly-willy. Some people don't go through the 4 steps of the application. What's the 4 steps of application? The first step, which is the major step, is one, you get the A.O.S Global Travel Grant Toolkit. What is the toolkit? The toolkit is my particular book that I published. You understand? That book, the what they call it now, the funding your move abroad. Funding your move abroad, you get that book, whether be it on Amazon or on Seller. That is your ticket basically to actually qualify for the A.O.S Global Travel Grant. Two, you actually fill the application form. You understand? Those that don't fill the application form don't qualify. It's as simple as that. You fill the application form. You also create your video pitch or your written pitch. You understand? Where you explain what you want to use that money for, which is the third step. And of course, you share it using our. If you don't use our hashtags, if you don't inform us, if you don't link us, you don't tag us on your, you understand, on your pitch, you are not qualified. So follow those 4-step processes, and of course, you'll be part of those. We have also shared. If you look at our account, if you look at our, you understand, our page on many of the social media platforms, we have also shared the step-by-step guide on how to apply for this grant. So you can look to apply for it. And okay, Maxell Graphics said application deadline is 14th of November. Well, it is 14th of November to apply fully, but to get the book, which is the Funding Your Move Abroad book, the end of that is going to be 30th of October 2025, which is less than 14 days right now. So the faster you get the book, the better for you. And application deadline is just for those that, okay, I bought the book and didn't have time to apply. Maybe they were still creating their video, they were still writing their article, and they want to apply later. So the faster you apply, the better. If you don't apply fully, you don't qualify. We have seen a lot of people that have just applied, they just did one step, did two steps. So people didn't go through the 4 steps. You don't qualify. It's as simple as that. We are the one that want to give the grant. We are the one that gave you the step-by-step guidelines to follow. And if you don't follow it, you just wasted your time applying. So don't waste your time applying. Apply right in the right way so that you stand a better chance of being part of those that are going to win, you understand, the grant. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you got value from this. I see a lot of people following our platform. Goodness, follow the live chat of Vanity31. Also follow. Thank you very much. I see some people also. Goodness says hello, sir. So hi, how you doing? How are you? Thank you for following. Yeah, good evening, sir. Yeah, good evening, Goodness. Thank you for actually greeting us on this platform. So lastly, for those, Goodness says, I am so much interested, sir. Many people are always so much interested. Goodness, if you are interested, follow the due process. How would you follow the due process? As we say, go to our bio, click on the link on our bio, whether it is for the A.O.S Global Travel Grant, whether it is for us to work with you, with our immigration partners. Everybody keep asking the same questions. How can I apply, sir? We have said it. Go on, just type it on Google. A.O.S Global Travel Grants, if that is what you want to apply for. If you want to work with us, you understand, for your Canadian immigration, go on the link on our bio. It's as simple as that. Go on the link on our bio, click on the link. How much is the course, sir? I don't know the course you're talking about. We have various courses. We have about 40 different courses on our website, aosacademy.com. And we don't just only sell courses, we also sell travel packages for those that want to come to study in Canada, work in Canada, visit Canada, stay in Canada permanently. So as I said, again, go back to the bio, click on the link on our bio. It will take you to our website that will explain to you exactly anything you want to do and how to go through the process. If you don't click on the link on our bio, you can't get further information. If you want to get further information as well for those that are talking about the grants, or even for our course, aosacademy.com, click on it, A.O.S, just like you see our account, aosacademy.com. Click on that website, go on that website, you see all the information you need. Yes, for funding your move abroad, go on the link on the website. It's as simple as that. You can check it on Amazon. Once you even type that book on Google, funding your move abroad, you will see there are different formats of the books that are available. We have the ebook format, we have the paperback format, we have the hardcover format. We also have the audio book format. So they are different formats, different. If you go on our website, aosacademy.com, or you click on that A.O.S Global Travel Grants on Google, you'll be able to see the exact one you need to buy, how to actually get it, all the processing is involved, and what you need to do to actually qualify. So go on either Google or Amazon or A.O.S Academy. Or go on the link on our bio. That's the easiest way. Click on the link on our bio, and from there you'll be able to get all the rundown of how to actually apply for anything you want to apply to and how to qualify. So thank you very much once again. Really do appreciate. We have spent 30 minutes already. We don't always let our live session be so long for other people that will watch it later on. So if you want to always join us, we always have our live sessions at least once every week. So you can join us every other time to actually be part of our live sessions where we'll talk about trending topics in Canadian immigration. You understand, updates, news updates as regards to what Canada is actually doing right now. We would also help those that are willing to actually get help to actually work on their immigration through our immigration partners. And you can also ask your questions, you understand, seek clarifications, even whilst you're applying for the grants or applying for working with us. You can also book clarity calls to talk to us one on one. Do you understand? And to reach out to us later on. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have gotten to learn one or two things from this live session. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do you reply to TikTok messages? Well, 28. We reply to TikTok messages from those who have followed the due process. If you follow the due process, and what's the due process basically is for you to actually ask your question. Don't beat around the bush. Do you understand? Don't beat around the bush. We like people that come ask questions and not just saying hi, hello, how are you? All those things is not. If you want a solution or a question answered, ask your question. You understand? Ask the direct question, you get direct answer. But don't beat around the bush. You understand? Once you ask your questions, we respond to you. If we cannot respond, we can tell you to book a clarity call or consultation to get more details or more information for what you ask. So thank you very much once again, everyone, and I do hope to see you in our next live session. Don't forget once again to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any subsequent live sessions we have even after today. So with that being said, bye for now, everyone. Au revoir. What grant are you talking about? Click on the link and go to A.O.S Global Traffic Grant or click on the link in our bio to learn about our A.O.S grant. Thank you. Bye.